So students, we were discussing the physical features of India grade 9th. Until now we have discussed the first physiographic division, that is Himalayas, and in that we have discussed the three parallel ranges, Himadris, Himachal, and then the outer one, that is the Shivalik. Then after that we have discussed the another sub-Himalayan system, that was Purvanchals, that is the eastern Himalayas. Now we have to see the bifurcation of Himalayas on the division of Himalayas on the basis of river valley from west to east. So now this demarcation we have to see from west to east, how the Himalayas are divided on the basis of river valley here. So the Himalayas between Indus and Satluj river. So the part of Indus and Satluj river, that is Himalayas, these Himalayas are known as Punjab, Kashmir and Himachal Himalayas. So the Himalayas which are lying between Indus and Satluj river, those Himalayas are known as Punjab Himalayas, Kashmir and Himachal Himalayas. Then after that, the Himalayas between river Satluj and Kali river. So these are known as Kumaon Himalayas. So basically it originates the Kali river in the Uttarakhand, and this portion of Himalayas rises in the Uttarakhand. Then the Himalayas between Kali and Teesta. Okay, so near this originate from nearby Sikkim, and now these Himalayas are known as Nepal Himalayas. So the Himalayas between Kali river and Teesta river, this is known as Nepal Himalayas. Now the Himalayas between Teesta river and Dihang. So Dihang, this is in Arunachal Pradesh, so this is known as Assam Himalayas. Okay, so these are our Himalayas between Teesta and Dihang, and these are Assam Himalayas, and the major portion covered between Teesta and Dihang is of the Assam Himalayas. So this is the bifurcation of Himalayas on the basis of river valley. Between Indus and Satluj we have Punjab Himalayas. Between Satluj and Kali we have Kumaon Himalayas. Between Kali and Teesta, Nepal Himalayas, and between Teesta and Dihang we have Assam Himalayas. So after discussing the physiographic division Himalayas, now the next physiographic division which we have to discuss is Northern Plains. So you know the area lying south of Himalayas. So Northern Plain is the area lying south of Himalayas. So these are our Himalayas. After that, the next physiographic division we have is the Northern Plains of our country. So these are the Northern Plains of our country. So the Northern Plains are formed by the interplay of three major rivers. Namely Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra. So along with their tributaries. So these plains are formed of alluvial soil. So lot of fertile soil is there because these plains are formed by the interplay of the Himalayan river, that is Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra. Then the deposition of the alluvium in the vast basin lying at the foothills of Himalayas over million of years form these fertile plains. So I have told you during the formation of Himalaya that the formation of Himalayas was done due to the collision of Eurasian and the Indo-Australian plates. So due to that Himalayas were formed. So at the foothills of Himalayas the depression was created after the collision, and this depression, this basin was filled with alluvial soil, and this resulted in the formation of northern plains which are very fertile. So after the formation of Himalayas, the next physiographic division which was formed was northern plains. Then after that it spread over the area of 7 lakh square kilometers. So this stretch 7 lakh square kilometer, and it is 24 kilometer long and 250 kilometer to 320 kilometer broad. So somewhere it is 40 kilometer broad and somewhere it is 320 kilometer broad. Then northern plains is very densely populated physiographic division. Why? Because you know fertile soil is there, abundance of water is there, so agriculturally it is very productive region. Now after this the various physiographic divisions are formed in the northern plains, that is riverine islands, doabs and distributaries. So now we were discussing the northern plains, and I have told you many geographical features are formed in northern plains, that is riverine island, distributaries and doab. So now what is riverine island? So riverine island means the island between the river. So this is a formation of land between the river. So the river, when it reaches the plain, you know, it slows down in the lower course. So at the lower course, the velocity of the river, it decreases. When it starts from the mountainous areas, at that time lot of velocity it is having, so lot of current, fast flowing current is there in the river, and it bring all the sediments down and deposit it in the lower course. So now velocity of the river is decreased at the lower course, so this led to the formation of sediments in the river. So that formation slowly gradually it takes the formation of a riverine island. And Majoli in Assam is in the Brahmaputra river is the largest inhabited riverine island in the world. So Majoli, here is our Assam. So Majoli in Assam, this is the largest inhabited riverine island in the world. Then the next geographical feature which is formed in the northern plains is your distributaries. So due to the deposition of sediments in the lower course of the river, you know, it's split into the numerous channels leading to the formation of distributaries. So then after that, now doab, the next feature is doab. That is, doab means the land between the two rivers. So this is known as doab. So do means two and ab means water. So the Ganga Yamuna Doab. So this is the land between Ganga and Yamuna. So this was the northern plains. So till now we have discussed the northern plains, how they are formed by the interplay of the Himalayan rivers. Then we have seen the geographical features that are formed in the northern plains, that is your distributaries, Doab and riverine island. Now northern plains can be broadly divided into three plains, that is Punjab plains. First is Punjab plains, then is your Ganga plains, and then is your Brahmaputra plains. So three plains easily we can divide. So first is your Punjab plains. Okay, so Punjab plain. So now Punjab plain, the western part of the north plains, northern plains, the west part of the northern plains. Okay, so the west part of the northern plains, that is the Punjab plains. So it is formed by Indus and its tributaries like Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Satluj, and some part of the Punjab plains lie in Pakistan also. So this section of the Punjab plains, it is dominated by Doab. What is Doab? The land between the two rivers. So the word Punjab, if you see it itself, is made up of two words, Panj and Ab. Panj means five and Ab means water. So that is land between the five rivers. So this was the Punjab plains. Now after Punjab plains we have Ganga plains, the plains of Ganga. Now here in Ganga plains, it extends between river Ghaggar and Teesta river. So it spreads over the states of Haryana, Delhi, then after that Uttar Pradesh, Bihar is also there, and somewhat in Jharkhand and then Bihar. So these states cover the area of Ganga plains. Then last in the northeast we have Brahmaputra plains. So the east to Ganga plains lies the Brahmaputra plains, and it covers most of the Assam part and the states of the northeast. So this is your Brahmaputra plains, and it is drained by the Brahmaputra river. So we have done the bifurcation of the northern plains. First is the Punjab plain. Some part lies in Pakistan also of the Punjab plains. Then we have Ganga plains, and then the eastern part is Brahmaputra plains. So now we have seen the division of the northern plains on the basis of area, that is Punjab plains, Ganga plains and Brahmaputra plains. Now the northern plains can also be divided on the basis of diverse relief features. So the northern plains is divided into four regions on the basis of relief features like Bhabbar, Tarai, Bhangar and Khadar. Now if we see Bhabbar, the belt of about 8 to 16 kilometer it is. With lying parallel to the slope of Shivalik hills. So this areas lies parallel to the slope of Shivalik hills. So after the Shivalik hills, after the slope of Shivalik hills, there come Bhabbar. Okay, 8 to 16 kilometer width it is, and parallel to the slope of Shivalik. So this is compressed of here in this area lot of pebbles you will see which were brought down by the rivers. and here the streams disappear in the Bhabbar belt. Why? Because why it disappears? Because lot of pebbles are there. Stream is there, but it seems to be disappear because so many pebbles are there. Now after Bhabbar we have Tarai. So south of Bhabbar, now after Bhabbar we have Tarai region. So the wet, swampy, marshy region where streams and these rivers again re-emerge there. So this is thickly forested area, full of wildlife this area is, and over the period of time the forest has been cleared to create the agricultural lands and to settle the migrants from Pakistan after partition. Then after that we have Bhangar and Khadar. So if we see Bhangar, this is old alluvium and Khadar is your new alluvium. So Bhangar, it lies above the floodplains of the river and presents a terrace-like features, and Khadar, it is renewed every year. And if we see Bhangar, then the soil contains lot of kankars, and here the Khadar, it is very ideal, suitable for the agriculture purposes. And if we see Bhangar, this is less fertile and Khadar is your very fertile.